Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. The main issue I'm seeing with men engaging women. And this is mainly talking about those men who are having trouble with women. And I'm gonna be real. I've been seeing this issue for a few decades. This ain't something recent. For people saying, oh, it was different back in your time. Well, first of all, this is my time now for those who want to say that. And I've been seeing this for a long time. And that's many men who are complaining about women, don't want to engage them, don't want to talk to them. That's the main thing, just talking with them. I remember a couple incidents, and this is back in the early 2000s. One was at a seminar I was giving. I was talking about my book, Nice Guys and Players. And it was at this thing with a bunch of young professionals. And it was interesting. I was standing up in the front looking at people. I had women on one side, men on the other side. I was actually thinking about stopping and saying, hold up, y'all gotta mix up. All right, but then I just went on and, it was a great time and everything. But most of the people there were not interacting. Okay, that was one time. But then I was part of a group giving a party, giving a singles party. Remember, I had 1,000 jobs, but I also did probably 1,000 different activities and worked with 1,000 groups. Maybe I'll start saying that from now on. But I'm gonna tell you what. There was this singles party that I was a part of giving. And it was pitiful. Even though it was more women at the party, many of the men were not talking with these women. In fact, it got so bad, one of the men said, hey, before you leave, say hi to 2 women. Now, of course, there's some men who do interact with women and some players or something and some guys who happen to meet women. But just on a regular basis, I'm not seeing that as much. And I haven't been seeing that, particularly with the men who I would probably label, you know what, I wouldn't label them on the surface as non-select. They would look like the type of guys who would just be like, hey, how you doing? I'm not seeing that as much. And that's the main issue I'm seeing. And that's even an issue with talking with some young men just doing consultations. Many of them don't interact with many women. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Part of the game, part of man gets woman is just talking with them. And I'm gonna get more into that this week, but that's the main problem I'm seeing. Many of the men and women aren't interacting. In fact, that's what a lot of women are complaining about. They be giving these singles events and there's not enough men there. In fact, another one, and this one too was from back in the day. I remember I was selling some books at a speed dating event. There were only like 2 men there. I'm just there to sell books. Now, I'm married at the time. And then I had a woman sit down, talk with me. Okay, I ain't think about it because I'm selling books. But then as soon as she got up, another one sat down, then another one. I was like, these women done put me into the event. And I had a wedding ring on, and I'll be like this, and the women were still talking with me, showing my ring, saying, oh yeah, my wife this or wife that. They didn't care. They just wanted to talk. See, that's one of the things that I'm seeing. Main things. Of course, yeah, I ain't talking about the players or some guys who they gonna holler at the women anyway. I'm not talking about them. Hey, for those of you who are a player or something like that, hey, great job. They gonna get theirs. They don't care. They be like, eating their rib or something, say, yeah, Uncle Rom, I'm doing it anyway. I ain't talking about you. But a lot of men out here complaining, a lot of men saying, oh, the women are this or that. And I'm going to get into that this week too. In fact, that's the thing. That's going to be the theme this week. Just really talking to these women and dealing with those issues. That's going to be the theme of the sit-down videos anyway. I never know what I'm going to do in the car videos because remember, I do these videos a week early. So usually whatever my flow is at that time. But I'm seeing that too much. I'm seeing that too much. I've been seeing it way back then. I've been seeing it over the years. In fact, an elder had told me around 2010 to do videos, not videos, but actually like seminars where I'm telling men to meet women. I'm like, hey, they don't need that. I ain't thinking about the past incidents, and I'm not thinking about all of those times. But you have, unfortunately, and I'm going to say unfortunately, a critical mass of men who just don't talk to the women. Now, I know they worried about rejection and stuff, and I'm going to talk about this week or what to say. Some are looking for choosing signals, whatever. And I'm going to get into that this week. I'm going to get into all of that. But it's a major issue. It's a major issue. Like I always say, the women do not bite unless you want them to. Yeah. But then that means that the men are at least talking to them. But what I am seeing are these men aren't even talking to them. I remember being at some clubs and not seeing the men interact with women. The men on one side, the women on another side. And see, one thing with women, even the ones who will say hi or something like that, they still waiting for the man to make a move. I don't care about whatever these movements are or whatever. They still waiting for the man to do something. But then if the men aren't doing something, the women are just assed out. They just assed out. But that's the main thing I'm seeing. That is the main thing. Many men are just not simply talking to women. And it could be whatever. It could be whatever. And then I know some of these women are saying some foul ass stuff online or acting up or having certain attitudes. But even then, they still want a man to talk to them. In fact, if a woman goes out her house and she's fixed up, she got her hair fixed, she got that, that dress that making that body look good and everything, that dress showing the breasts, that snatch waist, that nice butt dunk, those thick thighs, which save lives, nice calves, pretty feet, pretty toes. And a man don't say anything to them, trust me, they ready to go to therapy. They ready to go to therapy. I don't care. They'll say that. I have a lady friend got a nice old butt dunk. And she be like, oh, well, yeah, these guys pay attention. It's like, you like that. And she like, yeah. Anyway, but that's the main issue I'm seeing. Many men just engaging with the women. Just engaging. That's the main thing. Many men are not talking with the women. And then we have to deal with that because that's the main thing. If we're going to talk about relationships, that's the main thing men have to do. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. And I'll get back with you. Peace and blessings.